recording. So in this lesson, we are going to look at how you can actually use Scratch to play music. And simply the first one we are going to look at, we are going to play basic notes, right? So first of all, you need to, include this. So you have to go down here under motion, looks, and my blocks, and the very end, you are left down bottom of the screen, right? You have add extensions. If you click add extension, there are a lot of things you can connect, you see, right? You can play music, you can draw, you can video sensing, right? Sense motion with the camera, I mean, text to speech, your project can talk, you can translate, right? And then you can use to create, yes, and then microbit, which we will discuss. And then Lego Mindstorm, I think we have not these things with us, but you can use these ones, right? And then there are different, extensions are there. You are not limited to this. Actually, you can download new ones. You can download new ones. So let me start with the music. So I will click music first. Now, when you click music, you will get, new set of blocks. Now, earlier we had motion, look, sound, and now we have music as well. Now, if you just play around with these, so the very first thing you should know is you just play around and don't, you just play. So maybe I will share the sound. So you should. So when you click, see the sound, right? Can you hear the sound, Taranji?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So likewise, you can play different notes, right? So in this particular case, we have different notes starting from 60, 62, 64, 65, and so on, right? So you can, it's piano actually. So we can have scent instrument. So right now it's piano. You can change this. Now, for example, I can select electric piano. In organ. So you can change and see. You can try. So I will go back to piano. So I put one, piano, and then you are going to put this. Right? Then you can actually put different values here, right? So you see, 60 means C, sir. Sa, yes, right? Well, likewise, you can change this. For example, we can. So when you now, okay, one more. We'll take another one. um, right, maybe we'll put 17. Now we can make it complete. So when we say click this, we can say when you click this, right? Now we can say, so nothing to do with this pirate or this character. Actually, we don't need, but we have used this with his code. Um, so if you have done music, I hope now you know how to make a song, right? So first homework is you create a scratch, use this to create a song and share it with me, right? So I will give you, that's perfectly all right. You can just try. Right, so let's look at some customized songs for Scratch. And now we have earlier um, played basic notes. So here is one of the things. One more time. So the next one we are going to look at, let me share my screen first. Now we have discussed music, right? And then we also discuss use of variables. And I told you like what might happen. Now, for example, in variables, one of the things that we can assign values, that part we have seen last time. And then you can actually swap the values as well. Now, for example, this size, what you see is you are going to change the marks, right? So for example, you are going to switch marks. So how do you do this? You need a one more variable to do this. First of all, you transfer math marks to marks, right? And then science to maths and marks to science, right? So this is one way you could share this, right? Now that we have learned last time how you can actually, create variables, and then we put up addition, and also we found area and perimeter of rectangle, right? Okay, so let me change the size of you know the spiral. So first of all, you are going to change the size, right? So let's look at how we are going to do. So I'm going to select Scratch, new window. So I'm going to say File, New. Use new. Right. So this time, okay. So we can change the size of spiral, right? So this is exactly what we are going to discuss in this project. So in this particular case, you can go to looks, and then there's something called set size, right? So you have set size. Now this set size actually affects the size of this pirate or this character. We have cat. Now that is 100% now, right? So you can change to 10%, for example. That is small, right? Then 50%. Yes. How about 200 then? Ah, so you see, you can change the size of the characters. Now what we are going to do is we will look at how you can actually change the size. Right. So let's start with 100%. So that's the normal size, what you see. So, and this is normal size. And then you can keep on increasing this. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a variable for this. Now we know how to create variable. You go to variables and then you click make variable. Let me put this as X for this pirate. Okay. And now what we are going to do, right? I'm going to set X to some value. Right? So set X to some value. So I will get set X to what? Let me put, for example, 10. Right. and then let's set the change the size. So again, you go here, you are going to say change the size by this X. So I will go to variable. You know what will happen here. Since we set X to 10, it will change by 10, isn't it? So you will see it will increase a bit, isn't it? So I will separate these two so that you can see. Yes, you see it increases. If you're clicking again and again, you see what will happen, right? You know what you can do with this. Right. Likewise, you can change the color effects. So go to looks, there's a color effect, right? So then it says color effect. You can change colors. You see, the character color will be changed. Let me put 0, no change, but here did change. Right. So we can clear it if you want. Right. Clear graphic effects means you can clear if you want to start with. Hmm? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, instead of 0, I put X. So depend on the value with here, it will change. So right now I'm going to put a variable here. Now what will happen? Set X to 10, change the size by X. So if you start from here, when you click one time, you see the color has changed. Click one more time, it will keep on changing, you see. Back to this, back to your original color. Now, interesting one, I'm going to use this one. This is very interesting one. No, we can do it randomly. What will happen when you click this one, you will see you get 7 first time. Second time it will be 1. So the idea there is, so this block will give you some random numbers between 1 to 10. Very important. Now every time when you put this here instead of 10, it will take from 1 to 10. Right? The change is very small. We won't see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase this. So I'm going to multiply this. Right? X. I will put X here, right? X by 10. Now you know what will happen. It can go from 1 to 10 and you multiply by 10. So if it is 7, it will now this time it will be 70, right? So now I'm going back, clear graphics. You see. It depends on what values you will get. Right? Back to 0, back to normal graphics. Even you can play drum. Just to indicate this. Right? I hope you can hear the, right? Now we'll finish this work. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to, whenever user clicks, right, we sets to 100%, right? And then we can pick X from 1 to 10 and you multiply X by 10. So it will increase by 10 times. Right, try this. And then let's go for another one. So in this particular part, I was trying to explain you how you may use, right, variable to change the size of the spiral, right? So spiral is this. So let me start from the beginning. I will look at new project. Okay, so this is how it looked like. Change the sizing means you go to looks and you can change the size. When you use under looks, this change size by 10, you see the size of the sprite will change. Understood that part? Are you clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you start, you want to start with the default size. So that's why we will use this. So when you say set size to 100%, this is the original size, right? But you can change the size. Have you understood up to this point as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this change is a fixed one, right? Instead of fixed value, we are going to change by some random value, right? So that's I'm going to explain next. Now for that, I'm going to create my own variable. I made it as X. So I'm going to say it's X. So I'm going to create a variable X. When I say click OK, you see now I create a variable. We discuss what a variable is. Now, for example, I can say set X to 10. And instead of change by 10, right, I can say change by what? Instead of 10, we will say X. It will be the same. Understood? Any questions up to this point? Set X to 10. I'm going to say change X by X. So you are going to increase the size, right, by X. Okay, right. Now, instead of increasing the size, we are going to increase size by random. Okay, so this is the new one we are going to discuss. Now pick random number means, so here we are going to pick 1 to 10. Pick random. So when you click, you will see First one, it's 1. Second one, it's 8. Third one, 1. Fourth one, 5. 5, 2, 10, right? 7 and so on. So you see that. Now what we are going to do, instead of that, we are setting x to 10 fixed value. We pick up random number. Now what will happen x? X could be 1, x could be 2, likewise x could be 10. One of these you are going to print in random. And then you are going to change by x, right? So if I start from the beginning, you see it's random, right? So you can see value here, right? And x7, 2, 6, 2, you see. Right? So that's the pick random.